first recollections of my dad were we'd probably get together around Christmas time now and then, and he had his own new life, but he would come pick up me and my sister and come back and celebrate Christmas. And it was always really weird because it was supposed to be a happy time of the year. He had a whole other family there, and a new wife, and his children that we really had no relationship with, but we're all supposed to be acting happy and joyous, and my dad made a lot of money, and so he gave us nice gifts that in a weird way we were very grateful for, because I grew up very poor. So it's just a kind of dichotomy of being selfishly happy with some gifts, but then really being hurt and angry deep down inside, and having to put on a fake face that everything's fine, that the destruction and brokenness of a family just we weren't supposed to talk about or move on from, or pretend like it didn't hurt, or because no one ever talked about it, so.
Go your own way, leave behind everything you fear, turn and face the sun, you're not on the run, leave behind everything you
My dad took off when my mom was pregnant with me, so, and the stories of my mom working 2 and 3 jobs, because it was just me, my sister, and my mom, and struggling to survive, and the alimony that my dad was supposed to pay, he wouldn't, and so my mom had to try to fight him in court, and my dad was put in jail. And as you start processing this, not only did your dad leave you, but he doesn't want to help you because he's angry or mad at the split or whatever. But so it just compounds the hurt, frustration, and anger, because you're not even receiving help per se, or there's begrudgingly wanting to help because the courts made you pay some money. The devastation that happens when the family is broken. I saw in my own family. I mean, I didn't know about these things when I was growing up, because sometimes you're unaware. But my sister, that she remembers basically telling the same thing of being so desperate for the father's attention, and then he finally says, "Okay, let's, I'll come pick you up." And same thing, he picked her up, took her to a friend's house because he wanted to go play golf. And then she was sexually assaulted. So you look at the world from a child's eyes, where your father's supposed to be your protector, provider, and pastor, and he leaves you unprotected because of selfish desires. It's
hard to even fathom.
I know. It infuriates me when I hear, well, the kids are better off if I leave. It's just a lie from the pit of hell. When you have children, you're supposed to put their needs in front of your own. I remember asking my dad, when I was older, I said, well, why did you leave? It's just a question all these fatherless boys have. Why did you leave? And my dad's answer was, I just wasn't happy.
Aaron, you made it.
Just kind of want to give you an idea of what you're getting yourself into. We really won't start fishing until we start seeing sockeye. We'll make camp just past Confluence, hopefully for a couple days there. The whole stretch of river is about 18 miles, so we'll be able to do a couple nights at each campsite, ideally. Once we hit the Confluence, we will start seeing a lot of bears. Initially, it will make you extremely nervous. It did for me, and it still kind of does. These bears, all they want is fish. So what we'll do is, as they're fishing, we'll make sure that we give them the right of way. If we don't have any room to go, we will use our voice like in a stern manner, let him know we're here. We'll stand our ground, and these bears will walk around you. If he starts acting aggravated, making maybe some opening he or she's mouth or something, we'll try to either walk into the water or find a way to get up out of its way so it can keep coming through. There'll be a couple days we'll be walking through some brush, and we'll just make sure we're talking loud and they'll get out of the way. If you are really feeling uncomfortable with bears, just let me know, guys. I mean, the best thing that we can do is stay together and, again, use your voice and let them know that you're there, you're in charge, and that you kind of control the situation. But they will mind their P's and Q's, I promise you.
There's two of them, and both of them are freaking massive.
Yeah, I'll give him a little love tap.
Look, Connor, I'm good about right here. Seriously, I'm not getting between me and that shore, that bear. That sucker's got his hair raised up.
Let's just beach right here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can't walk into him and just ask him politely to move. Hey, bear! All right, we can keep creeping. He'll move, I promise.
I'm worried about that other guy. He's coming in and he's not scared.
Hey, bear! Come on, buddy. Ha!
Okay, next game of 5 rock.
See your target?
Yeah, keep on going up there, big boy.
We're having a standoff with a stubborn bear. All the traditional methods have not prevailed. Circle back around.
He's gonna come back on.
Yeah, and then just reset up and do it.
Rising up on this one. This one's the heaviest.
Get everybody dragging.
For sure. You might get one on this handle right here, guys.
When is that supposed to be?
There you go. I think we can just walk all on one boat though, because it's pretty shallow. Or not all, but probably need 4 or 5 guys on the first boat and 4 or 5 guys on the next one here. Just go straight up this way here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't think you'd ever see, I'd be herding salmon off the front of the boat and then come up on a grizzly and have him, charge within 25 feet of us. I mean, that's unreal. Nor did I think I'd have the gonads to do it, to be there, So that was pretty special.
There's just that moment when like you take a breath and it's a different breath than one you've ever had before. And when I got off the float plane with John and Connor, I had that breath. And there was just that sense of freedom.
It just feels humbling, honestly. Given how me and my brother grew up and a lot of our friends that we grew up with, just, you know, either being locked up, not alive. So just being able to see what we saw, you know, it was just humbling to be part of a narrative where God could have chosen anybody, right? So that's just a real, it was just an emotional high.
Yeah, so my high is just being out here. Definitely spent with my dad. It's always been a dream of us for me and for him to come up here together in Alaska. So finally making it happen has been awesome. And just this first day has kind of been surreal, kind of seeing all the sights and stuff. That's definitely the high.
I'd say my high, you know, obviously was that bear encounter, but that in of itself is not the high. The high is got to share it with my son, and have a memory that I'll certainly remember forever till the Lord takes me home, hopefully. So that's pretty special, sharing memories. You know, just not having a memory, but sharing a memory. For me, the salvation meant that the fatherlessness in my life didn't have to define me anymore. This is not to discount any other of my children, but I was so thankful. I always wanted a son, because being a boy and understanding what a father-son relationship could be, should be, and to have the Lord give me one son, to have that experience in a weird way, to kind of see life again through a boy with an involved father. It was just kind of a healing, restorative type of process for me as well. It's, you know, so yeah.
Is your dad still alive?
No, he passed, I want to say maybe 5 years ago, 6 years, 7 years, yeah. You know, after I was saved, and first thing I did, I came home and wrote a letter to him. You know, basically saying what you did was terribly wrong, mattered greatly in my life, but through the power of Christ, I've been forgiven, and I've forgiven you. And he said I'd like to get together and share the gospel with them, and sat down with them. And, you know, he said he didn't believe in that stuff, and I shared with him, well, you know, you'll know your son loved you, you know, when you sit and or kneel in front of the Heavenly Father, and that I loved you enough to share the gospel with you. That's the deepest love you can have for somebody, to share the gospel with them. Because it's hard, and people reject you. And yeah, so then after that, shortly thereafter, he got cancer and died. Didn't go to the hospital, didn't say bye. You know, I try to tell people, I said all my tears were cried, you know, for 40 years. There was nothing left to cry, and you know, I didn't have a relationship established. So, yeah.
We'll take a couple minutes to do a little fly rod casting tutorial, and then may split up into a couple groups along this bend here and try to stick a few fish before we head to bed.
Provides you with